guys, today we're going to go over proving it. When I say I can fly, you're going to ask me to prove it, right? And if I could fly, I could simply leap into the air and fly, and you'll believe me. But if I want you to prove to me how electricity flows through the lights, through the computer, you don't know. It's complicated. Now, let's do something where I can show you that is complicated, in a sense. Math. Really objective. It's either true or it's not true. It's consistent everywhere. Follow along in your calculators online if you don't believe me. But here we go. I'm going to prove to you that a plus b squared equals a squared plus b squared. Now, if you didn't know anything, you could either believe me or you're going to want me to show you. Prove it. Well, in order for you to know that, you're going to need to know addition. 1 plus 2 equals 3. 1 plus what equals 3? Well, you know now, because I'm going to assume in this simple lesson you've learned addition. Now, multiplication. 2 sets of 3 make 6. 2 times 3 equals 6. Now 2 times what equals 8? It's 4. 2 times 4 equals 8. Now, assuming in this simple instruction, you learn multiplication. Now, I gotta teach you squaring. And squaring is even more complicated than addition and multiplication. It's 3 times 3 equals 9. How many 3's are in 3 times 3? 2. So 3 to the power 2, which means there are 2 3's being multiplied together, equals 9. Got it? Simple enough. You understand squaring, you understand multiplication, and you understand addition. Now, let's prove my theorem. A plus b squared equals a squared plus b squared. Let's plug in 1 for a and 2 for b. 1 plus 2 squared equals 1 squared plus 2 squared. 3 squared equals 1 squared plus 2 squared. Now you know squaring, so you know that 3 squared is 9, 1 squared is 1, and 2 squared is 4. But you also know that 9 does not equal 1 plus 4. 1 plus 4 is 5. You know that because you know addition now. Huh. That's not right. I'll admit it. Now, I'm going to come up with a new theory. That a plus b squared equals a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Again, a is 1, b is 2. Now, after plugging it in, we get 1 plus 2 squared equals 1 squared plus the quantity 2 times 1 times 2. And plus 2 squared. Since you know squaring and you know multiplication, you know that it turns out it's 3 squared plus 1 squared plus 4 plus 2 squared, which is 1 plus 4 plus 4, and that does equal 9. That's correct. Now if you still want me to prove it, I would run a lot more examples, different numbers, and then you would test it out yourself with different numbers, and you would say, yeah, this is right. Now, let me ask you this. What do you do for a living? Can you explain that to the average person? Say, you know what, can you explain that to a really, really little kid, say 4, who just knows basic English? That's pretty hard, isn't it? Isn't it hard to explain what you do? For our example, I'm going to use a car mechanic. Well, when you ask a car mechanic how a car works, I don't think he's going to say, you put the key in the ignition, you put down the emergency brake, you put the car in drive, you hit the gas pedal, and it goes. That's not how a car works. There's a lot more to it. That's what you do every time you drive your car. But a car mechanic knows everything that's going on here. Engine, coolant, starter, There's more to it than this. Now, can a car mechanic explain to an average person how all of this works? It's going to take a really long time. It really is. Especially a 4-year-old kid who doesn't know what an engine is. I can't explain. I don't know what's going on here. But he does. Why? Because he's probably has experience with cars. Now, let's take a look at science and physics more generally. Generally science, but specifically physics. Here, I just Googled physics curriculum for a major, and this is the core. This isn't everything, but in order for someone to say, take physics 473 statistical physics, he has to go through all this, and I did not include the one beginning parts, including calculus 1, which is more complicated than our a plus b squared example. Now he has to go through general physics with lab, modern physics, and now let's say he's on quantum mechanics. Now, I don't know physics. I've taken intro to physics, but I don't know physics that well. And if I ask the guy who's in quantum mechanics to explain that to me, I'm gonna get lost. I really am, because I don't know. I hadn't taken physics 1, general physics 2, general physics 3, modern physics, mechanics, electricity and magnetism, and optics. Haven't taken that. So it's going to be really hard for him to explain to me quantum mechanics. There's more to a curriculum, but this is just the part I copied and pasted. Now, let's look at your proof in the Bible. You're going to probably say the Bible says so. But the Bible also says that God was created in 6 days. So you also believe that, in short, in Exodus 31:15, you shouldn't work on Sunday or the 7th day, whichever one you believe is the 7th day. Because, well, if you work, you die. Now, God also says everything was made in 6 days. But, say, scientist, physicist might say that, hey, it's made by a Big Bang Theory, a little particle went boom, energy went everywhere. Please note, I don't know the Big Bang Theory. So, this is just what I think it says. Now, what's easier to explain to someone who's naive, doesn't know anything? God made everything in 6 days, the earth is like this, he made you, he made me, he made the sky, he made the clouds. Or, Big Bang Theory, it all began in a little ball. If you keep going back in time, energy, modern mechanics, modern physics, what have you, that's really hard for a guy to explain. It really is. But just because it's complicated doesn't mean that it's not true. Now, when someone can't prove it to you, that doesn't mean it's not true, but the one who claims it should definitely prove it. I don't know if you can prove that God put down a tree, made you, made me, but if I studied physics for 15 years, I'm sure a physics person can explain to me Big Bang Theory and why they think it's true. Thanks for watching.